one of the precious gifts Nigeria gave me is the lesson of generosity, going beyond one's means to give. You know, one time we went to a village, but before we knew that there you always welcome the visitor. You don't welcome the visitor, just say, sit down, welcome. We always bring something for the person to eat or drink. Even if you have very little, you give. It's only in the early 90s that a strange thing happened in Nigeria. You come to a place and people say, I'm very sorry, I don't have a gift, a orji, that is what you will welcome with visitors with, which means I have nothing to give you. And that was really bad. It came from somewhere that was foreign. Normally, people always give you. The first Christmas I went to the village, people had no idea what I was eating or drinking because I looked like a total alien from outer world. They had never seen somebody like me. So they thought that I would eat eggs, surely, because egg was very precious. Children were not eating it because it was meant for special occasions. So they fed me with eggs. I went to a first house with my husband, well, that time my nearly engaged, fiance, and I ate eggs. Second, I ate eggs. I thought at a point that I would burst. I didn't know how to eat an egg again for some time. But people used to give you, and when they serve you, they don't stay there. They just leave you on your own. And that was another thing that I thought strange. But I discovered that it was to make you comfortable so that you don't need to talk or say anything or behave, as you are in public. You could just eat and drink peacefully, and then when it was nearly over, people would just pop in back and start talking. And so that day we went to a very little village, and it was in Enugu State, and it was a very poor place. I forgot where it was. I think Leja, but I'm not too sure. It was early days. And the people were so glad to see us, and we were coming with the church, and they wanted to welcome us, so they brought oranges. And normally those days, people didn't eat the oranges. They left some for the children, but most of them were collected carefully and then taken to the market to sell so that it would bring some money into the house. So they gave us a lot of oranges. And as if this was not enough, they brought straw mats. And people were sleeping on this. This was their mattress, but it was flat mats woven out of palm front. And they laid this in the church so that we could kneel down for communion. And it really deeply touched me. I thought how people would take their own bed so that my knees will not touch the bare floor. That was really something I never forgot. And I'm sure there could be more of this. People knew how to welcome you. We had a lot of ties with a family at Enugu Ezike, north of Nsukka where we lived. It was near the northern border of Enugu State and Igbo land. And each time we went to visit that family, they would welcome us. We sit down, and then they start looking at us lovingly and saying, Allah, Allah, Allah. And that meant, in the local dialect, welcome. And they continued. And at the time you think they finished, they look at you again, smile and say, Allah, Allah, Allah. It was like they could never stop thanking God that you have come. And this is not only a lesson but a challenge. How do you welcome people? How do you show them how precious they are? And you know, these people didn't know God, but it was God-inspired behavior, because that's what God does. He looks at you and says, oh, hello. Let's welcome people that way.